I'm going to introduce the speakers. We have Americo, we have Kuan-Ning, and we have Michael. And the moderator for this stage is going to be my dear friend, Frank. Welcome on stage, guys. Please give them the round of applause. And I'm going to pass the mic to the Frank.
Thanks, man. Yeah, Sander asked me to moderate this one. He said I'm more pretty than Izar, so just have to assume that it's true. So I'm Frank NFT. I did speaker selection here and jumping in left and right where needed. And I brought 3 amazing people that are going to tell us all about real-world tokens. And let's introduce yourself. You start.
Hi, everyone. My name is Americo Cacciapuoti. I'm CEO and founder of WoV Labs, which is a tokenization solution platform. I've been in the fashion industry for about 20 years, and I've been in the blockchain for over 10 years. And a few years ago, I decided to merge these 2 things and create something new with the real utility using the blockchain. Pretty much that's all.
Yeah, so hi, my name is Kuan-Ning. My name is Kuan-Ning. My company is called Planet. I'm the co-founder and CSO of the company. What we are doing is the company profile Amazon rainforest, and the company buys the property, set up conservation project there, fractionize it, tokenize it. So each token can be attached to any kind of products and e-commerce transaction, for instance, to prove your impact. It's a really big topic right now in Europe, so I guess this is why we are all here. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Michael from Vienna, Austria. I'm CEO and co-founder of Ownership, and what we are doing is quite similar. We're also in the area of real-world asset tokenization. We are focusing at the moment on artists and creators who wants to tokenize the physical high-value things for security reasons, for customer engagement reasons, and also for tradability, to make them tradable on marketplaces in a more secure way.
Thank you. I'll start with a difficult question. So you guys are taking physical objects and you're tokenizing it, so that you basically create a second object. It's a digital object, but you create a second object. How do you manage that these 2 don't go out of sync? You know, if I don't know, I'm going to tokenize my bicycle, and I'm going to sell my bicycle to Sander, but I'm keeping the token. How do we fix that?
Let me ask you something. If you have a luxury watch and you're going to sell it to someone, will you give with them the box and paper?
Probably, because it will be worth less if I don't.
That's right. So that's what we do. In case you sell basically a physical luxury item, which is linked to the digital twin, in this case, it's for us not just an NFT, it's a certificate of ownership. So you must to transfer it to the owner. That's why they stay together. And it's very important actually to do it. And we do believe that with the time it's going to become basically just like a simple gesture, like just handing, the box and the paper with the watch. But yeah, it's true. Like they're not really merged together, but we have to make sure that they go together. That's where the value stays.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is something that we are trying to solve with 2 factors. One is we are using special NFC chips which are attached to the items. And these are not just NFC chips that have some ID, but they are crypto chips. They are kind of hardware wallets from a Web3 perspective. They have a separate signature, Ethereum-compatible signature. So we ensure that the physical and the digital twin are moved together by providing a protocol which always takes 2 signatures if you want to transfer ownership. And the one signature comes out of my wallet because I'm the holder of the NFT and I want to sign, to move the ownership to another person. But the second signature that is needed is done by the item itself. So it's a kind of multi-sig protocol that ensures that the transfer of the NFT can only happen if I also transfer the physical thing. And this is how we are doing, how we are ensuring that it does not go out of sync, the life cycle of the NFT and the life cycle of the physical thing.
That's interesting. You're saying that my physical object, my hoodie, it can actually sign things?
Exactly, yeah. So it's a special NFC chip that is able to sign blockchain transactions.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I think in our case it's a little bit like different because we're in sustainability world, which means we are tokenizing the real world property, right? It's a piece of land basically. So right now still like with SEC or like with the MiCA, for instance, the regulation is still a little bit ambiguous. That is why in our case, the token stands for the data on that piece of rainforest, right? You have carbon data, you have water data, you have impact data, you have SDG goals and stuff. So that is what comes with the NFT itself, right? So it will follow the object. So when you transfer the token, which means transfer the data, basically. So why your shirt is carbon neutral? Why are you saying, like, how can you prove it, right? So that is what we are doing, but it doesn't really mean that you own a piece of Amazon rainforest. Even though you own our token, you can go to Amazon rainforest with us, but you don't own the titleship, basically, yeah.
Okay. And okay, I'm speechless. This is amazing. It's amazing what you guys are doing. So I'm still a little bit. So you're building basically a material blockchain. And how do you handle privacy? Because I'm going back to your example, the Rolex, yeah? Okay, so I own a Rolex and I put it on your material blockchain. But I also own, I don't know, a Van Gogh. And he's smiling over there because he knows what I'm thinking about. But I don't want the whole crowd here to know what I own. But they will probably know that I own that Rolex. So if they find that data of that Rolex back, they can basically link it to all my other NFTs on your material blockchain. And GDPR and I don't know. You feel where I'm going? How do we fix this?
This is an interesting question. Actually, we have clients that have been asking for this, and we are still trying to figure out what's the best option, but there are options. Okay, so we're already working on something. First of all, as you well know, if you want to stay anonymous in the blockchain, you can stay anonymous. So you can own maybe the, I don't know, whatever, the painting with one wallet, and then your watch collection with another wallet, and don't make it public. We all have cigarette wallets, I'm sure of that.
No,
but
we don't.
let's let's talk about, you know, one of the possible solutions. What we're doing, obviously, whenever we tokenize an item, we write the information on chain. But for example, we could potentially keep some information private, so just stored in our private database, where only who owns the certificate of ownership, the NFT, can unlock those information, as it could be, for example, the serial number of a watch, because you don't want to expose the serial number.
But then you break decentralization because it's in your
That's
private
the compromise
database.
you need to pay. You still, it's a compromise. And you have a very good point. And I am like you. I would love to put everything on chain, and we're doing our best to do that. But maybe some informations need to stay private. And that's one of the possible solutions. So it's basically a hybrid solution. And you know what I'm talking about. So,
Yeah, go.
First, I thank you for this comment, because I'm often asked the question, how much really decentralized are you, how centralized? And it's always a trade-off of being accessible, of being having usability for any kind of people. And is it really trustless, or do you still build trust with some centralized solution? So especially when you're dealing with physical stuff, you always have some kind of centralization aspect necessary. And regarding your question, how to do privacy, so we have not 100% solved it now, but we have approach to solve it. And our approach is, we are currently, for trading objects and for trading physical objects, we are using two different kinds of NFTs. So we have what we call the digital twin NFT, and we have what we call a voucher NFT. So the twin NFT is the real NFT that is the proof of possession, the proof of ownership, and so on, proof of authenticity. But when somebody decides he wants to sell a physical thing, he just takes his smartphone, presses sell button. What we do, what the smart contract in the background is doing, he's creating we call it a twin of the twin. Yeah. So it's called the voucher NFT, and this one is traded. So you can track this one on marketplaces, how it works, but it's only used for the trade. The real digital twin is not anonymous, but to track back to the real digital twin, that is the proof of authenticity, is then a bit harder. So it's not yet fully solved, but that's our idea how to make it a bit more private and to provide this privacy when needed.
I think in our case, it's like our clients, they want the highest transparency as possible. They want the entire world to know what kind of good things they're doing, right? So with this is actually, it's not a major concern. But I do have a question to both of you though. Like, so I know in the art industry, a lot of people, like, they wanted to keep the price gap, like, you know, private. And I know traditional art, that is a really kind of big advantage for brokers. How are like artists and dealers react to like this new way of dealing physical assets? You know, because they earn money in between, or like also some taxes advantage if you trade art, right?
So how we deal with taxes and things like that, you mean, or?
Just like a lot of traditional artist dealer, they kind of avoid tax with the, you know, the price difference, right?
Yeah.
And that is how I learned from other artists, and how those traditional world react on the Web3 entering, you know, also.
How they react on
Yeah,
this kind of
how's the
solution.
market
So
react?
they are super afraid. They kick me out of the room immediately. Yeah. So traditional galleries, well, there are two different kind of gallery. Maybe those who are a bit more innovative, digital, that they see that this can make sense and that this could be also their future, and they could see themselves not being disrupted, but changing their business model by using a technology like that. So these are the ones. But the other kind of traditional galleries, they are telling me, look, my typical customer is 60 plus, yeah, and he will never understand what a wallet is or what Web3 will be. So although the gallery guy understands it. So I think there are different kind, and also it's not just the gallery. There are very different kind and types of categories of galleries for more contemporary pop art, for innovative stuff. They already sell digital art to some extent, and they are reacting in a way where they say, could be a competition, but could also be a new service that I provide. So we were talking with a gallery who are doing both physical and digital art, and they said, the first reaction was, you are disrupting me, and the second was, oh well, I can now offer a service to creators, to artists, and so on. I can let the money flow through my hands, because many traditional artists maybe do not have a crypto wallet or whatever and do not want to deal with cryptocurrencies. So the gallery then moves into the role of the agency, the art agency that is a service provider to artists. And that's also one of the reactions.
I believe, like, you know, the majority of these galleries or like art houses, like they're moving also in the Web3 direction. I mean, we can already see Christie's, Sotheby's, like selling NFTs any other days. So before, yeah, it was seen as a problem because they didn't like the fact that they couldn't get their cut, you know. But now they're implementing it. They're still monetizing it. They are being smart about it. So that's and it's happening. Like if you check, like I think Sotheby's, like every week they are selling some NFTs. They're even selling NFTs on Bitcoin, which is a very new thing, which shows how open-minded they are, and also that the market is ready for that. Because there are a lot of art collectors that they have money to spend. They don't wanna, you know, lose this wave. And they don't pay with the cryptocurrencies, absolutely not. So they just like buy the piece and then they create for them the wallet probably, and they keep it, right? I think it was the goose that was sold. It didn't move for like months and months because probably the buyer didn't even create the wallet. So yeah, it's happening. Art galleries are also implementing this.
Okay, I have my ape hoodie on, so I can make fun of apes. Apes can't read, and
Whoa, sorry?
apes can't read, and apes just click links every day. And what happens? Their apes get stolen every day.
Exactly.
So what will happen if my wallet get drained with these digital twins?
Oh, that's very interesting. That's another problem. Like same as like owning an NFT and getting the NFT stolen. Obviously, in that case, you will have the physical object, but you don't have anymore the ownership of the object because the certificate is the NFT and this is stolen. To be honest, I believe in the near future, like brands will start having their own marketplaces. So will be some sort of like a centralized system where, for example, I don't know, like, maybe Gucci, like you can actually report that your certificate was stolen and maybe they can do something about it. But yeah, as of now, I don't think there is actually a solution. For sure, something will have to change.
But like if the NFT is stolen, what's the value of that NFT?
That's a good point.
It's like
Yeah, but that's the problem here because I want to sell the Rolex, and
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
he just
It's a
told me
problem.
the Rolex will be worth more if I have the NFT, and now I lost the NFT.
Yeah.
So
Well, a pragmatic approach could be that the issuer of the NFT, which is the issuer of the certificate, can reissue a new certificate. So a solution for that would be to issue a new NFT, and in case when you're using, for example, if you're using chips, and if there is a possibility, a physical possibility to replace the chip, and it depends on use case and which item, which material it is, then it would be possible for the producer, the actor, the artists, the creator, to maybe even reproduce an NFT with a new chip and does a new certificate, as you would do with a Rolex. If you have lost your certificate for a Rolex, you go to a company or to a dealer or to one authorized company, and they would issue a new certificate. And I would say
I'll give a solution tomorrow in my talk about soulbound tokens.
Well, that's what I was about to say. So for me, like, a solution would be basically, but that's like a centralized solution where basically the issuer won't issue a normal NFT, but would be a soulbound. So in case it would get stolen, they could get it back and then send it back to the owner. But I see this solution for like a license. I see it for a passport or like for documentation, but I don't really see it in the luxury. It's just odd, that they would reissue like your certificate of ownership of that item. But I like that solution. That's
What do you think about this solution? I'm currently working for a client, and they're basically keeping all the NFTs. So what they want to do is they want to insure stuff, and you, as your Rolex, you can say, okay, I make a picture of it. We tokenize that for you, but they don't give you the NFT. They basically keep the NFT like a bank would, on their account.
But what's then the utility of the NFT? So in my cases, where my clients, they attach some kind of functionality, utility with the NFT that you can get because it's in your wallet. So then you lose the possibility that the real possession of the NFT, that connecting your wallet to a website, to an app, to whatever, then unlocks you some kind of utility. It's the ticket, it's the event entrance, it's the metaverse gadget variable, whatever. So this is what you would lose then.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I don't think that client is already ready to actually give out the NFTs. That's why they're...
And also the bragging, the flexing. Look, I'm so cool because I have this kind of NFT. I have
collection.
Luxury NFT. I have 3 of these Rolex watches. And so NFTs are often used for bragging, for showing off. And this is much easier if it's in my wallet. So this is the counter use case to privacy. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's then a problem for the clients of my client. Because, I'm a Belgian guy, and in Belgium we are now looking to do tax on wealth and no longer on income. Probably still on income also, just do one on both. And yeah, the clients of my clients, they have something, yeah, but you want to inventory all my bragging rights? And then let's say in 2030, the taxman will come and he will just say, give me all the files.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think like we're a bit early, but definitely it's something that we will have to face when time comes. There will be solutions. I mean, like whatever is possible now wasn't possible a few years ago. Technology is evolving every single day. There is something new, and it's making actually this technology that we're providing now very simple and easy for everyone to understand. So I think it's just a matter of time, to be honest.
Kuan?
No, I mean in terms of like stolen, NFT got stolen. So in our case, it's like soulbound token is really important because that is also one of the discussion we have with our clients. Because if like your jacket is offsetted by a piece of Amazon rainforest and then you transfer the NFT, which means you transfer the data to another owner, right? Which means this jacket is no longer, let's say, has the impact that the client wants, right? So one of the options we are giving. And yeah, I think also back to your topic, like about this showing off thing, so recently we also started a Gen Z podcast to like really ask them like, what do you want? What are you demanding, right? Because in the next 5 to 10 years, the purchasing power will be in late millennials and Gen Zs. We talk about luxury goods and everything. They are going to inherit everything from their parents, basically. So we ask them, what do you want, right? They want a sense of ownership, and then they want to be unique, and then they want to be something can be shown on social media, right? So NFT, I believe, like right now, when you say it's early, I think it's right about time, right? Because Gen Z just entered the workforce, I think last year or this year. They're the youngest generation right now. And when they start getting this purchasing power, I think these players will be one of the top choices in the market. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I see we're down to almost 30 seconds. So I have room for one question of the audience.
Hello. My question is, if I own something from the pre-digital era, let's say a super expensive Mercedes-Benz car, and I want to tokenize it, and I sell it to somebody else, and this somebody else does not like ownership, and he rips off your digital something and goes to another platform. Seriously, I don't understand how this should work over hundreds of years.
So, so yes, of course that's possible, and we consider the NFT as a certificate as in the old world. So if I have the certificate for my Rolex, let's keep that example. If I'm not interested in such certificate, I throw it away and I go to another jewelry expert, and ask him to give me a new certificate. That's the same thing in the old world. So yes, that's possible, but then it loses some kind of value, the physical thing, as long as the producer or the distributor is really living this idea of certificates. So if this old-timer company is, let's call it, is known for and is really a strong, trusted institution where, when I buy a car there, I get this kind of certificate. It might be a chip, an NFT, or a paper. Then you want that, you trust it, because if it's not there anymore, it's hard to resell it. And because that's the way how they certify. So yes, it's possible. Yes, it's a potential issue, but. Well, you do not necessarily have a lock-in with our platform, because our approach, which I said with the chips, is a real decentralized approach. We do not have a server running in our company which is stating, this chip has this ID and this belongs to this person. So we are based on smart contracts only, and as those chips can sign transactions, they are the owners. So if my company does not exist anymore in 5, 6, 7, 8 years, then the smart contracts are working as well. And we will publish this protocol, and there will be other companies who provide then the smartphone app and things like that in order to run and access the smart contracts as a normal individual.
I think we can go on for hours on this. So I would say if you have more
question.
questions, come and find them. They'll be in the back of the room.
So you can, especially you can find me today at 4 p.m. in the learning stage session. Then I will share lessons learned on tokenization with our customers. We have 15 minutes to discuss exactly those cases. And I promise there is not a solution to every of these cases.
Thank you all. Thank you for
Very good.
coming. And thank you
you.
for these insights.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.